Hi, good morning. Welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis. For today is May the 1st, 2023. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst. I am an educator and trader with Vantage Markets. Well, it's the first of the month, and what way to start the month with another bank takeover? JP Morgan Chase is buying First Republic Bank, is both a relief and worry for the Federal Reserve in a key week. It makes its latest interest rate decision on Wednesday. It is a relief in that it offers hopes the crisis of confidence in First Republic won't spread to other regional lenders and it potentially heads off a fresh banking crisis. The worry is that First Republic's failure is merely the latest symptom of the pressure caused by the Fed's interest rate increases. The move from a near zero policy to restrictive has taken place at breakneck speed, and the economy is only just seeing an impact. On Friday, a review of Silicon Valley Bank's March collapse showed that the Fed found it was itself partly to blame. While it's welcome to that it takes responsibility for its shortcomings, it also raises the question of what else regulators are failing to foresee. For example, Berkshire Hathaway's Charlie Munger is pointing out that banks are loaded with bad loans on commercial property whose value has fallen as rates have risen. And I believe this has been mentioned before at the beginning of the year. Inflation is another obvious problem. While it's coming down, it's still nowhere near low enough for the Fed. That's why another hike is seen as near certainty this week. At the same time, recession is a distinct possibility after first quarter growth came in cooler than expected. And we're going to have a busy earnings week that includes Apple, CBS, also Harvard Bush, and which this will add more color to the outlook. So will the fresh jobs report that is out to be due on Friday. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we can probably see in regards to price fluctuation today in some parts of the world. It's a holiday, not in the States. The markets were closed in Europe due to Labor Day in those countries, but in the States it's not. So we open up the markets today with a gap down. Uh, that gap down could imply that the markets will be, moving to lower, moving lower. We will see that. Let's see. We could probably see some sell-off because of the banking crisis or the acquisition of First Republic by J.P. Morgan Chase. That could be the case. We also start May, which we have the adage of sell in May and go away, which I'll be giving a webinar on it at the middle of the month on the 17th of May. So I'll give you more info about that. But as far as fluctuation goes, we could probably start seeing the sell-off in the markets, uh, where we see that historically wise, the market uh, actually the Nasdaq has made lower lows in the past, just like it always has. But we are far from being at the all-time high of almost 17,700, or actually 16,700. So we're far away from that. We are, however, in a state where we're seeing some pressure to the upside for now. The RSI and the Nasdaq is far away from being overbought, so that could probably give us an indication that there's room for growth. So let's see if this earnings season, and being today that this week Apple is going to report, we will see a move to the upside. 13,400 is my resistance. 13,100 is my support. Considering longs and the indices, the S&P 500 has actually already covered that gap and is moving higher. 4,200 is where I have my target. Then we have the Dow is also pushing higher. 34,400 is my resistance for the Dow going long. Crude oil has made a bottom, apparently at around $74, and it has since then been making highs. Today we open with a gap down, no very pronounced gap. Let's see if that will be closed. and then hitting our target of 78 as a resistance. But being long crude oil could be a nice trade. Nat Gas is also looking to trade a bit higher. Uh, this trading session. Let's see if that will be the case. 250 is my target. Then we have gold that is finally it has opened with a gap up above 2,000 points. So that could be an indication that the market is ready for another leg to see if it'll meet that high made on the April 13th of almost 2050. So 210 is initially my first resistance level, which is kind of like a triple top around there the session. So let's see if that will be the case. So long gold, long, also silver, which has opened with a strong gap up. 2650 is my resistance, 25 is my support. Then we have copper that is also open up with a gap up. $4 is still my resistance. It is pulled back almost when it almost hit it. But I think that would just profit taking. It'll come back down to around 395 and then take another attempt at going higher. Or it could also just continue to move lower, close that gap, and find some support around the 3,085, $3.85, sorry. And then we have Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin has opened with a gap down below 29,000, 50-ish is my, actually 28,000 is my support around here. Let's see around here. So 28,000 is my support. Most likely it's gonna hit it. Then we have the euro currencies, which are having some pressure because the dollar index is moving higher. But initially, I'm contemplating that the currency will have another leg up. Also, with the pound, it opened with a gap down and is pushing lower. Let's see if they're coming closer because the dollar index has opened with a gap up. It has been close, however, but I'm still thinking, looking that the dollar index could probably see some more pressure as it stays here, fluctuates around the 102. If it doesn't come to 102, we'll find some resistance around here. But let's see if with today's market performance and whatnot, it'll bring some pressure to down on the dollar index. Well, that's it for me today. Have a fantastic trading week, and I will see you tomorrow.